Started great.
Oh, I thought you were gonna burp again.
Always.
No, I don't have one in the chamber. If I could, I would.
You gotta keep a can of Diet Coke on hand for podcast episodes.
I have Olipop in my fridge. I can fucking grab that. That's prebiotic soda. So it's soda and something that'll make you shit. Right? So I can just chug that, and then I'd have to go to the bathroom like 2 minutes now, but I could do it. And with
you have the weaponry.
Welcome to BuzzBait, your wave of something new every week. Today we have a guest, Jared. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Jared. I've been here technically before, but just never saw the light of day.
Yeah, episode sadly had to get scrapped, but
Which
so
episode
this is
was that? Oh.
The
sex robots.
Yeah, scrapped sex dolls.
Sex robots.
But
you guys don't even know you missed out on
I know.
Really,
I'm so sorry.
It was so great. And this is also our first 4-person episode, which
Hell
is
yeah, we have a guest and I'm not sick this time.
Hello, yay. 4 people.
You're not sick this time.
We have
You're
plus
trooper,
one Jared
great.
and like minus 0.5 of
Yeah, I was
Meg,
gonna say,
as
minus
she's
half
like got
Meg.
the bubonic plague.
The math adds up there somewhere. It equalizes.
And today's topic, we are talking about pseudoscience. So I guess
I thought it was sumo wrestling.
Huh?
I thought it was sumo wrestling. I'm sorry.
Oh. I don't know how we got
Everybody,
there.
everybody, in
really.
the comments, post your favorite pseudoscience to help Meg get over the plague.
Yes. Please do.
Potatoes in my socks before I go to sleep.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Of course. Yeah, we're talking about pseudoscience, and we're going to talk about things that people believe in that aren't scientifically proven, and maybe some things that may not be scientifically proven, but can't scientifically be disproven.
Right.
Ghosts.
Not seeing her face, just all of a sudden just
Ghosts. The ghosts of Meg.
from the depths. Oh my God.
The ghost of the half of Meg that is alive.
she's proof.
I'm fucking Danny fantoming it right now, just possessing my own body.
But Meg and I have kind of been talking about like conspiracy theories and pseudoscience a little bit off camera and off recording, and so that's kind of how we got to this idea for this topic. And she also sent me and Collin this video of this woman who claimed to believe in Gematria, and I did a little digging into that after I saw that, because I was like, this seems like crazy person behavior, and it is crazy person behavior. Sorry to the 12 people out there that believe in this. I'm gonna fucking dunk on you.
Hey Lara, hold on. What's the number 12 mean?
What's the number 12 mean? Fucking bitch if I know, man. I don't know.
Number 12 means oh wait, no, it's number 13. Never mind. I was gonna say Burger King foot lettuce. Number 13, Burger King
my God.
foot lettuce.
Foot lettuce. Oh, I hope that man's doing good. I hope he's having a good life.
No, let me Google it real quick. How's the Burger King foot lettuce guy doing? Oh, its name is Chills. How's Chills doing? Chills can be a sign of your body fighting off an infection. Why do I have cold chills? All right, let me. How's Chills the YouTuber doing?
He's still
gone,
making
I
videos,
guess.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep, March 3rd, 2025. Chills has finally snapped is the name of the video.
What? Did he crumble under the pressure of all the memes being blown up on his name?
I don't
His
know.
voice?
Well, to get back to the pseudoscience.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, shit. Sorry, that's right.
Listen, all right, we've explained it multiple times. If you watch this podcast, you just got to be
It's
ready
getting
that any
derailed
topic
immediately.
becomes anything.
That's right. Exactly.
So I'm gonna ask first, because you guys know my topic, but what did you guys bring or are interested in?
I'm going to talk about the misinformation regarding 5G technology.
Oh hell yeah! I'm ready.
I've got some horrible, as I read them, statistics to share of how many people believe that 5G is a whole thing that it's not. Very excited to see everybody's faces when I say the numbers.
Can we take some guesses on the numbers?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you like what the statistics are regarding, and then I'll absolutely let you guys guess first.
Awesome.
Oh gosh, I like it. Okay, it's like espionage.
Oh yeah, I love espionage.
What about you, Jared? Oh yeah, you and.
I'm here to get my mind absolutely blown.
Oh yeah,
you didn't bring any pseudoscience, Jared.
No, Jared's our pseudoscience test rat.
Oh, we're gonna see if Jared believes them when we're done.
If we could trick him into believing.
That's it. We each present our topic to and which whenever Jared likes best and believes in the most is the winner of the episode. What does that mean? I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
It means.
All right.
I like it.
If that's what we're doing, Lara, you gotta get behind your idea fast.
Oh, I can fucking pitch something that I don't believe in. I did for public speaking, I did a whole presentation because one of the things was you have to have an argument and convince somebody for something, and I did the moon landing was fake. I can absolutely fake something.
You can sell.
I can sell shit, man.
You could sell shit.
My friends and I also had a topic in debate class like that before, and our teacher was like, "What do you guys want to debate?" And my buddy goes, "I want to debate that racism's bad." And the teacher just looks at me and goes, "Did you agree?" And I was like, "No, we didn't really discuss this beforehand." She goes, and she just kind of goes, "I, as the teacher, am not comfortable having a student try and write a debate that racism is a good thing."
That's valid and good.
And I was like, you know what? I was like, that's fair. And she goes, so why don't you both go sit back down, come up with a different topic, and we'll see what the next groups are doing.
Let's just brainstorm again. That's interesting. Let's just put that little nugget and pin it. Okay.
All right. So,
let's just think about something else.
Meg, what did you bring? What's your topic?
All right.
I'm ready, please.
I am bringing the extended mind specifically in relation to something that I once saw and referenced, and it sums it up perfectly. I feel like, is your skull beyond the sky?
Yeah. Next question.
Yeah. Well, the entire concept is every image that you see is actually inside of your mind, and therefore, if you're looking at a scene of the sky, your skull is beyond that image that you see, in a way. Because everything is just if everything is just an image in your mind, then is your skull beyond the sky? But the entire concept is just the extended consciousness and the human consciousness being beyond the body, because we don't have a great idea of what consciousness is beyond like, oh, we can measure brain activity, but like beyond a certain amount of that, like, so like there's like different things and stuff with it that I think is pretty interesting, and different things that kind of interweave with it. I 100% can't believe in it, but I'm gonna make Jared believe in it today.
Yeah, you are.
Nope. Already sounds dumb.
Next.
We lost. I don't think so.
So.
Okay.
Does anybody specifically want to start?
I can start.
Sure.
If you guys want. I can hop right into 5G misinformation.
All right. Let's see what you got.
All right. So
I think 5G comes from the devil. Tell me otherwise.
So for reference, 5G misinformation, the classification as a pseudoscience, is in reference to the fact that in many countries around the world, there was so much like misinformation and like conspiracy theories that eventually it literally evolved into people thinking that like 5G towers were trying to control our brains. And then when COVID-19 happened with the vaccine, everybody was like, they're putting microchips, and that's why they're trying to do the big push for all these 5G towers, is because they're going to use the 5G towers to control the microchips. So we'll start off really quick. There was a survey in 2021 polling 1,500 U.S. adults asking whether they believed that the U.S. government was using the COVID-19 vaccine to put microchips in the population.
Boy.
There's two specific statistics posted for this survey. What percentage do you think said that it was definitely true, and what percentage do you think that said it was probably true?
Definitely true that they were microchipping us?
Yeah, definitely true that they were microchipping, and then probably true that they were using the vaccine for micro.
50% said it was definitely true.
I'll say 45% said definitely true, and like 60 said probably true. Just because.
Oh no, it's not. So it's not an even split. These are just the two percentages that they talk about in the article.
I'm gonna say
yeah. They're just my own two
said
percentages.
definitely true, and I'm gonna say that I want to say probably around like I'm gonna say 68% said probably.
Yeah, I definitely want to say more than 50%, and then I'm gonna say like 70% of people said probably. They're probably doing some fucky shit with the vaccine.
So you want to say 50% and then 70%, Meg?
Yeah,
that's not how percentages work.
I'm 14 for definitely, and 68 for probably.
Okay, listen. What I meant was like it would bring it all the way. So another 30% of people then said it was definitely, or 20%. Jesus.
Okay, what's the fucking numbers?
What you got?
Okay.
I'm sick.
So
hearing hurts too.
5% of survey takers said that it was definitely true. 15% said it was probably true.
Oh,
I have much more faith. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say. So I just happen to know some fucking crazy people.
So many people wrongly believed. I don't know why it says it like this because there was no microchip in the first place, but many people wrongly believed that the microchips would have been controlled via the 5G towers. In a survey conducted among the residents of Nordic countries, how many people do you think responded that they even knew about 5G towers? Like, so this one isn't like, oh, what do you think is going? This is just a percentage. How many people in Nordic countries do you think replied that they didn't know enough about 5G in the first place?
100%. Nobody.
I feel like that's got to be a high percentage. I'm gonna say like 80.
My cell phone works.
Yeah, 75%.
Cool. They probably don't give a shit. They're like, oh, my cell phone works. Cool.
Right.
That's it. That's all I can.
Or are people thinking that they're smarter than they actually are, which people commonly do. You know what? I'm actually going to change my answer. I'm going to have it. I'm going to say 40%.
Okay. Lara's at 40%. Jared, what are you saying?
65%.
65%. Meg, what are you thinking?
I'm going to say it's not on any of their radars. They're like, what the fuck are you talking about? 5G?
So 100% of people?
100%.
So the actual answer, 61% replied that they don't know enough about 5G or
Jared
how it affects their life. He did.
All right. I'll take it. 65%. Okay.
Yeah, and then in 2018, I'm just going to go over this one because it's roughly the same thing. In 2018, 67% of Nordic consumers expressed that they would eventually switch to 5G when and if it became available. In 2020, this figure dropped from 67% to 61%, which people believe is linked to the spread of misinformation related to 5G. And then this one is just one third of British people said in a 2020 survey that they cannot rule out a link between COVID-19 and 5G. 8% of the survey takers believed there is a link between the two, while 19% weren't 100% sure. A 2020 study also that monitored data from Google Trends showed that searches related to coronavirus and 5G started at different times, but peaked in the same week of April 5th in 6 different countries.
So I understand like the whole, question everything sort of mentality. Totally understand that. It does not mean that every fucking thing is related and correlated.
Literally.
So all these super fun and exciting statistics aside, here's the actual pseudoscience effects that were obviously disproven. Actual things that people believed were that 5G was causing cancer, which it was proven 5G has nothing to do with cancer because 5G is considered non-ionizing radiation, which means it cannot do any damage to your DNA. 5G was the cause for COVID-19. Obviously, we know that's not true. There is indisputable evidence that COVID-19 is a viral disease which could not possibly have any relationship with 5G or other cellular technology. 5G weakens the immune system. There's just no evidence that any amount of low-level radiation could possibly have an effect on the immune system. Environmental impact was people believing that 5G kills birds or insects. And then that's just proven as even radio wave emissions. Anything above 10 megahertz from cell towers, it's not known to even harm birds. And then mass bird deaths that happened in many parts of the world were not related at all to 5G deployment, though there is like a little sub thing that does say, like, obviously, as you're building these towers, wherever they were located, there were chances that like birds just kind of crashed into them because birds were like, this place is just wide open. And then one day it's not anymore.
Right, but not massive.
Yeah, it's not like they didn't put up 5G towers and then like within a mile radius of the tower, there's just dead birds.
I'm just imagining like a visual, like almost sonic boom thing of the
every time
waves
every time the signal gets like pinged, it just like a big area of effect just knocks out every bird.
They fall down to the ground like cook chicken on the ground.
And then the other parts of it are that COVID-19 was a cover to embed microchips with the vaccine and then control people via the 5G signal towers.
Of course, yep.
And then people are just like, a microchip with tracking capabilities or a 5G functionality would need to be much larger than the bore of a needle. So like, the thing that they're like a microchip that would fit into a needle is just basically like what they use on animals to be like, hey, your pet's right there.
Right.
But like the fact that these people are like, if the microchip was supposed to be like advanced enough to like be able to emit some sort of control, it would have to be much bigger. And then the additional, if the microchip would not be able to function without a power source if injected into the person.
Also, to go back to the, like, have to be bigger to control people, right? Why would the fuck would they put it in your arm? Wouldn't they put it, like, in your head?
Yeah, they'd put it, like, in the back of your neck or something.
Yeah.
Right.
To be like, we're going to control you. You won't be able to masturbate anymore. Right in your arm.
The 5G grid is simply part of a larger surveillance and artificial intelligence agenda by the government. And then literally the disproven for this is just like the fact that 5G is nothing more than a technology that establishes higher quality wireless connections between devices.
Yeah.
5G, here's a super fun one. 5G is secretly a weapon system that governments and industries are simply disguising as a new technology.
People have free time on their hands, a lot of it.
5G replicates inside the body and causes re-radiation.
People are fucking freaks.
5G frequencies are used for crowd dispersal and riot control. And 5G maps the insides of human bodies and their homes.
If you listen to this and you believe in this stuff and you think that we're dumb for like laughing at you, because we're laughing at you.
Yeah, you're a buffoon.
Yeah.
Yes.
1, I think you're fucking stupid. 2, unsubscribe. Stop listening.
We're gonna
get better from here if you hate this.
I thought they were better than this.
Yeah.
I'm done with this channel.
And then there's a bunch of protests. In April 2020, arsonists set 5G towers on fire and then uploaded videos. I love how this one's labeled. Australian anti-vaxxers protested against 5G technology, large pharmaceutical corporations, and COVID-19 vaccines. Almost 90 attacks against mobile masts were reported during COVID-19 lockdown in the UK. This is the one part that I do feel bad about. Nearly 50 assaults were recorded against telecom engineers. Guys, it doesn't matter how you feel about something. Like, it's not hurting you directly, and these people are they just got a call and said, "Hey, this is what you're doing today. This is where you're doing it."
Yeah, dude.
If you're frustrated with something, like, just Don't be a jacket. Don't hurt the working people.
Yeah, go beat up the CEO. Don't beat up
the
7 cell phone towers were burned in Canada by 5G skeptics in May 2020. I don't know. The part that I don't understand is these are giant, like, metal towers. I don't understand how they think setting them on fire.
What was it, like 4% of people?
Yeah.
Is it all The Rock? Is it all Dwayne The Rock Johnson's?
They came and they ripped it.
7. I just did that one. In April 2020, anti-5G protesters in the Netherlands sabotaged and set fire to several 5G towers and sprayed an anti-5G slogan at the scene of an attack.
Oh my god.
The Dutch government said it reported various incidents around broadcasting masts and considered opposition to the 5G rollout as a possible cause. Global protest of invisible people on June 16th, 2022. Yellow chairs were set up in public spaces to portray electro-hypersensitive people that could not be present due to 5G.
Okay.
The International EHS Day was initiated by the French.
Go back.
We need a second. Rewind a few words there.
The word that you're all alarmed by is electro-hypersensitive, meaning I'll click the link and I'll get you the definition. Electromagnetic hypersensitivity is a claimed sensitivity to electromagnetic fields to which adverse symptoms are attributed. This is technically its own pseudoscience, as EHS has no scientific basis and is not a recognized medical diagnosis. Though it is generally accepted that the experience of EHS symptoms is psychosomatic in origin.
Okay.
So it's basically just people being. So it's just like a side tangent of 5G where people were like, "Well, there's 5G towers, so now I suddenly feel ill, and it's because of the 5G signal in my body."
Also,
they found a word for
time.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of this one. It's just like a list of what people did as a result of like 5G's no good.
You said The Rock, and it's like. Can you smell what The Rock
Can you smell what the 5G is cooking?
It's cooking your insides.
Oh my god.
My insides are
hot. I'm sorry.
You believe in it? Do you believe in it, Jared? Did I win? Did I convince you that 5G's bad?
Hang on. I'm not going to spoil nothing until I get
all right.
everyone's
Okay.
stories.
So it's the
keep them on their toes. Right. That's right.
I will go. I feel like mine's going to be super quick. Second.
Okay.
So Gematria, right, is the practice of assigning numerical value to a name, right? Word, phrase, whatever. So, I'm just going to share my screen really quick.
Gasp.
Okay.
Yeah, gasp.
I didn't even consider that. Jared's definitely going to believe you and not me.
So, here in Gematria,
Jared's value.
I looked up Jared's value. I looked up the name Jared, and it's calculated here in Gematria. So,
Lara, you can't assign value to people.
Spell Jared.
Bonus points towards. There you go. What?
How did you spell Jared? Is
J-A-
it's different?
R-E-D.
His
R-O-D.
name is O-D.
No, she's right. Don't look at me. I was just being an idiot.
Oh my god, Jared.
I know I'm fucking right.
Jared, I can't believe you lied to me about. Now I don't care if I win or lose. You're a liar. You're a liar, Jared.
Whoa! Oh my god! Shit! I'm so sorry.
We're gonna pay attention quick to the Hebrew Gematria, right? There are different ones, but we're gonna pay attention to the Hebrew one just for time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
For time purposes.
So,
of course.
Also,
Jared and
the
Gematria,
Hebrew one has 69 in it, so that's goated.
So infinitely better.
I have 69 in my name. Okay.
So to break it down for the listeners here, J equals 600, A equals 1, R is 80, E is 5, D is 4. Now, as you can see on the bottom of the screen here, results. Jared, would you like to guess any sort of meaning to your name? What words it might equal?
Squirrel kicker.
Like, wait, what words, Jared?
Yeah, the 690, right? What other words do you think can be associated? to that? What do you
Murder.
think your name means?
I bet Jared means killer.
Killer, ass muncher. I don't know. Fucking 69 for.
So both of those, you're not too far off, right?
Oh
so the
my
first
God.
word
Oh, fuck
here,
yeah.
we
Okay,
have Kobe
okay.
Bryant, and the second word we have apocalypse.
Wait.
So these,
Rest in peace, homie. Damn.
so according
my
to
God.
the Jewish, the
Shit.
Hebrew Gematria, 690 equals a lot of words here, right? I'm not
Oh
full
my
of
God.
pride. Amsterdam,
Not full of
Amsterdam.
pride. I am
Kobe
you.
Bryant without a space, ninja.
Space.
Um,
Dude, I love
you know,
Ninja.
he calculated
Amsterdam.
Lord's
He
name
calculated
also
Lord's
equals
name.
690.
I
Right?
am unable to be fooled.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Breaking all Cabal curses.
Bathrooms, reptile. So there's
What the? Hey, Sharon.
absorption period. Yeah. So this
Absorption
it
period.
equals a lot of things, right?
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I see that. I can see that very well. Yes.
I did also calculate
Kobe.
our names as well, right?
Oh,
so
that's
we
goated.
have. I gotta share
I gotta say,
a
though,
whole window here.
I was gonna say plane crash. That's crazy.
So again,
My
Collin,
name's only 142 points.
yeah. C is 3, O is 50, L is 20, L is 20,
Damn.
I is 9, and N is 40. And
What
I
you
mean,
got?
you
Dude,
have
I'm El Shaddai. Hell
you have
yeah.
health, Regina,
Your health.
French.
Oh no! All right, guys.
Is that
Flip
Hitler
flap.
or is that Hitler?
That's crazy.
Or
Why
fit-
am I
fit fap.
Hitler?
What the fuck?
No, that's
I
Hitler.
don't-
Oh, Hitler.
Oh. That is such a sentence, though. That's crazy. Why am I
Oh
Hitler?
my
I
It's a
God.
fucking
have
sentence.
Megan's name.
Oh,
and
Meg.
it equals 91. So M is 30, E is
91.
5,
Smaller and smaller.
G is 7,
Damn.
H is 8, A is 1, and N is 40. You have
Lola
Az,
ass.
Habar,
Oh, Az,
Brace, Lola, Map,
What
Is that
the-
Pam or Parn?
Pam. That's
Okay.
Pam.
Pam? Parn.
Famine.
Pacific.
Oh shit!
Dude.
And then
hell,
my
dude.
name, I'm 102
102.
with L being 20, A1, R80,
Damn.
and A1. And I equal
You're
Abaddon,
Abaddon.
Cash,
Yeah.
Coin.
Oh shit!
Money.
Cash
You're
money.
fucking money.
Boo
dude.
and gone, brother. I'm
Boo.
fucking out of here. I get the money
So-
and dip.
So you've
Shit.
got a demon, you've got that bread, and then you're a ghost.
Damn
Listen,
right.
y'all, I got Kobe Bryant's body. Okay, I'm good. I'm chilling.
So that's just what our names mean, but obviously,
dude.
as you can see, lots of words can mean lots of different things. And this relates
Yeah.
back to what is known as Bible code. This is kind of where Gematria
Oh.
came from, which is a set of encoded words within the Hebrew text of the Torah. So kind of finding the meaning within these words and being able to build and make the connection. And that's Gematria. That's the science behind it, because it's totally a real science, and I totally convinced you.
Yeah, it's real.
Right. It's right. It's real. Right. You're
Yeah,
saying
Lara
yeah,
it's real.
believes in this one because it says she's gonna get that bread.
Right,
Damn right.
So you're telling me it's real while
That's
Colin
literally
told
why
it
I
20
started
times
believing in
it's not
astrology
real.
all of a sudden.
The first documented use of Gematria, which is just literally numerology, right, is cited to be in the 8th century, which I believe is before Jesus, right? So this predated our man.
Our
man.
boy.
The
Our
8th
boy.
century, there's the 8th century BC and the 8th century AD. So if it
Yeah.
doesn't,
BCE.
Right,
Oh
right,
damn!
right,
Yeah, they didn't even
of course.
believe in God yet, and they were like, "Guys, numbers are magic."
Dude.
Mhm.
Numbers.
Says the king.
He inspired.
I don't know what this means, but in the first
Good.
inscription, it was commissioned by this guy. So this dude, Sargon II, he
Sequel.
yeah, I don't know what Sargon 1 did, but
I
he's
was
not
gonna
as
say,
cool
with a
as
name
this
like
fucking guy.
Sargon, I didn't expect he'd have a two.
Sargon II, he states that the king built the wall of Khorshabad 16,283 cubits long. Cubits. I don't know what a cubit is.
I've heard it so many times. I don't remember what it
It
refers
is,
to.
in fact, a real measurement.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I figured
Okay.
it'd be a real measurement, but I
Let
just
me go
don't
look
know
it up. What's a
what
cubit?
it is. Long. It built it that long to
An
correspond.
ancient measure of length, approximately the length of your forearm, typically 18 inches or 44 centimeters. Fucking Christ, 44 centimeters, though there was a
There we
long
go.
cubit of roughly 21 inches or 52 centimeters.
Hey, baby, you got that long cubit.
When I see other girls, I get a cubit. When I see you, I get a long cubit.
Whoa! Holy!
But yeah, built it that long
Damn.
to
Holy
correspond
shit!
with the numerical value of his name.
So
I broke Jared with the cubit.
that was just too goddamn. That was too good. Okay, you know, respect. Oh my god.
What is the numerical value of that name? Pop it into the.
Do it.
the-
Yeah.
Was it the 16,000?
Well, I don't know what the king is because it doesn't say that it's Sargon
Oh.
too.
Oh, no. Sargon 2. Let's figure out his thing. Sargon II.
Okay.
Fucking pop that shit in.
Alright, hold on.
It's gonna
We
be like
need to
Satan
know.
himself, and we'll be able to disprove it for all those fucking religious people.
Disproving. Hey, we're not disproving
Sargon.
anything here. We're only proving things.
286.
Damn, Jared,
Did he
you're
beat
better
me?
than him.
Well,
He meets
is my value still higher?
Diaga
good.
implant.
Fuck yeah. Better than
Implant
Sargon.
Tree of Life, Spring,
The Ides of March?
Decode Lord God.
What the fuck?
Rapper.
Holy shit. he's he fucking diss rapped fucking Jesus when he popped up.
Wait, what's the big M word?
Magic
Magic.
Man Heapsa. Legitimate.
Fucking-
A necrophilia.
Oh.
A
The
necrophilia.
alpha mind. Because he created this shit. Right?
Holy shit. Yes, he did. This all adds up. This is very
It all
convincing.
adds up.
Very good.
And that is Gematria. I really hope that I convinced you
Yeah,
completely and utterly that this shit is totally not false.
Legit, right? You guys are both big believers.
Just
in
remember
this, right?
Sargon
You both are.
2, our buddy God, rest in peace.
Rest in peace to God.
G-O-D.
And
Damn, I didn't know
I
God
pass the mic to you, Meg.
Are
Right,
you ready
Meg.
to change your whole fucking belief
I'm
system?
ready.
That was a good start. You know, that's the most clear I've heard you all day.
I'm ready to see beyond.
Oh my god, you're gonna sell me so hard.
Okay.
Gotta prep.
Don't worry, you're hyping yourself up. I understand.
Gotta psych yourself up
in
for
the. That's right.
All right, so understanding the human consciousness. We don't actually know why human beings are conscious the way that we are, fully. It's like the same reason like we don't know why we fucking sleep. You know? Why that happen? I don't know. We don't know the way we do this. Like some
Why
certain
that
things.
happen? Why that happen?
Certain things just happen, and we go, well, we must need that. That must just be how it is.
It must be important.
Yeah, and it is important. We'll die if we don't sleep. So, like, it is important, and it's a necessity. I fucking
I stumbled over
prep
the word
time.
44.
44 times.
You're doing good. That's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
So, the entire concept is that the human consciousness extends beyond your physical corporeal body. Like, it is a field around you, and the extension of that is that people that you're close to actually like become more sensitive to your fields, like the more familiar you are with them. So this manifests in a bunch of different ways, but they use a physical sensation that we all experience to kind of like reinforce this concept that you are beyond your own mind, because the way that we visualize things, right, is that light reflects off of a surface. That light, when it reflects off the surface, it goes, into your eyes, and your brain processes that image, and it tells you how far away an item is. it gives you depth perception. You can say, oh, I'm going to go reach for this blue pack of gum that I have here on my desk, and I know how far that is. Now, I don't have binocular vision. I only have monocular vision, so it's harder for me to have that depth perception because I only have a singular input personally. But when you have binocular vision and you're seeing, your brain is processing two different
count
images.
as a singular input if the other one is just looking at something else?
Yeah, you can lock the fuck
It
in
doesn't
and it'll work.
see right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It doesn't. My brain doesn't process the images.
Okay, I wasn't
that
sure
it's
what it like
seeing from
actually
that
looked
side.
like on your. I just thought that it was kind of like how iguanas can like
Yeah,
look
it's
at
like-
two different. I wasn't sure.
That's
If, like, you
nuts.
just
I
saw
fucking
both.
wish that would be
That
so
is
cool.
That'd be
That would
cool.
be so cool. But no, it's the same reason why my eyes get straight if they're dilated, because like my brain, when it doesn't process the main image. Anyways, we're not going to get into strict business. We'll talk about that
This
another
is about
time.
pseudoscience, not science.
That's right.
Yeah, not actual science. So this biologist is talking about how the place where this becomes the easiest to understand in terms of vision and the question of how vision works. Most people, think that they know how vision works, and science has told us a great deal about it. And what we know is that when you see me standing here now, for example, light is reflected from me, goes through the electromagnetic field of inverted images on your retinas. Changes happen in the cone cells, and then impulses travel up the optic nerves, and various bits of your brain become active. That's what happens during the physical side of perception. And he goes on to say there are two problems here. First of all, there's no explanation in this as to why we should be conscious at all. That's simply not explained by describing what happens in the nervous system. And the second problem is that, according to the standard view, all this is supposed to be happening inside of your brain. If the mind is nothing but the brain, which is the usual assumption within the academic and medical worlds, mental activity is nothing but brain activity. Everything you're seeing is inside your head. Somehow, miraculously, in an unexplained way, changes in your nervous cells lead to a kind of virtual reality display inside of your head, by which you see what's going on in the world. So right now, for example, somewhere inside your head, there's a little virtual Rupert, which is the guy's name, it's the biologist that's doing this, and somewhere in your brain, you think it's right out here, whereas I'm standing here talking. If you look at the sky you're seeing is an image of the sky inside your head. So your skull must be beyond the sky, which is where it comes from. The journal, a recent article said, "Is your skull beyond the sky?" And it's because if you see inside your head, the skull must be beyond that image of the sky. Now, obviously, for me, when you close your eyes, the image that you see, like imagine you're looking at your desktop, and you can see an image in your head of your desktop. That image is different, obviously, than if you opened your eyes and the actual thing that you're seeing. I'm going to ignore the fact that all three of you actually
All three of us just did the same gesture.
This episode in fucking including that, by the way, all three of
That's
us.
the
my
thumbnail.
God,
The
it's a
thumbnail is just all three of us fucking.
I love it. I love
Professor
that.
X.
Yeah.
Magneto,
Perfect.
Q, Holocaust beam.
What the fuck?
So-
Beautiful. Fucking beautiful.
This idea is that the mind is then projecting the image that is in your head back out to form this like three-dimensional reality.
I'm sorry.
Right? This is I'm sorry, you guys are
Can't we tried, okay?
What's so funny? I'm sorry,
I
Matt.
annihilated Lara by referencing the Holocaust beam.
Fucking Holocaust beam, what the fuck?
So,
does that
for
even
reference, for
mean?
people that don't
Oh,
understand,
God.
a really old X-Men's cartoon, I think it was the first one.
I think so, yeah.
Very
Magneto
early in
was
the-
beating the piss out of Professor X, and in order to not die, Professor X psychically forced Magneto to relive his
The
experience
Holocaust.
during the Holocaust.
and
So,
Collin
I
and
forget- I
represent
think-
the Holocaust
that
beam.
Professor X is the villain.
Yeah, so I forget where I first heard
did
it
not
referred to
know
as that,
that
but yeah, somebody was just like, when my homie's acting like a dumbass, so I hit him with the Holocaust beam. So just like the thought of all three of us doing this, it was the first thing I thought of because it's literally what he does in the comic, like in the show. He puts his fingers to his
he goes
head.
like he's like propping himself up and goes like this.
Yeah, and then he just like stares up at Magneto and he goes, "Take this," and then Magneto just goes, "No," and it like starts showing him flashbacks.
The Holocaust. That shit.
And imagine this with like
Doomsday,
shitty
I'm
like
telling you
He-Man
what.
80s animation.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my god.
all right, sorry to
right,
derail
sorry.
Meg.
Yes, we're
Back
coming
to-
back. Hello, pseudoscience.
Back to what we really see, what we perceive.
Right.
Which was yes.
So obviously the image in your mind is something different than what you physically are looking at, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
But
right.
the theory is that it shouldn't be. If you're imagining a stagnant object and nothing is changing, your brain, ideally would be processing the same image. It would have the same image because it's all still happening inside your mind. You're imagining a stagnant image, you close your eyes, you're imagining a stagnant image. It shouldn't change, but it does. So, that must mean that your brain is having an almost like secondary reaction that we can't quantify, is kind of like the conclusion that they seem to draw.
Okay.
Now, this also pertains to things like, do you ever get the feeling like someone's staring at you and you
All the
look and
time.
someone is?
All the time.
Damn,
That's
Jared, what's
concerning.
going on?
It's actually a concern. But no, like where like you get like a feeling that someone's staring at you, or you think of someone and then all of a sudden your phone rings and it's that person that you just thought of calling you. They are saying that those things all can be kind of classified under this extension of the human consciousness. They even go so far as to talk about how there's like this like almost like sixth sense perception of danger that people can get, like human beings can get, where they, if you're trying to sneak up on someone, ideally you're not going to be staring like directly at them, and because they might sense that like that feeling of being watched. And so there's this idea that the human consciousness extending beyond the body, you can interact with other people's like consciousness this way, and it's like this field. And again, the more familiar you are with people, the more you can kind of like resonate with their fields of consciousness. They even did
Can I
not crazy great scientific study with dogs.
can I ask a question of where did this originate? Like what or who, I
Yeah.
guess, came up with it? Because did
Study
this
this.
come from another science, or was somebody just like, what if we don't see what we actually see? Because I'm thinking of like this could have started with like how kind of like color's fake kind of thing, where it's like,
So I don't know the origin. I do know that it's been something that's been studied because the CIA studied this phenomenon. Like there's like papers that they released and stuff about it. But this is a biologist, and I guess he's working on some project funded by Trinity College where it talks about this. But he's a controversial biologist. This is the one, like the thing that I initially saw about this topic. But yeah, I don't know anything about this guy beyond this one random thing that popped up one day, and I
Okay.
was like, this is wild.
Just 'cause I
Because
was-
they actually like got funding, and so I don't know where it stems from, but I do think, to my understanding, that there's always been this idea that like human energies, they extend beyond the body, we connect with the world around us. And I think that it's derived from that in
'Cause
part,
I'm-
like this
I'm
innate concept that we've had for a long time.
because I'm hearing it and thinking somebody was in science class, right? Like 8th grade science class, where they learned that like color comes from the sun, right? Thus, it's kind of the sun. Everything's black and white, but the sun hits
My
the leaf, and the
initial
leaf
thought-
bounces into our eyes.
Right.
My initial thought when I was
Yeah.
hearing it, I was like, this just sounds like bro took an acid trip and figured out what
Yeah.
astral
Yeah.
projection was.
Now, I have a question
That's
for
exactly it. But that's the thing, is astral projection. That's all part of this, and that's what I'm talking about. When the CIA studied this, they looked at all of these different facets because they genuinely believe an astral projection is part of this. The fact that the consciousness is a field and an energy beyond the body. But all that is a pseudoscience, but all that ties into this. But yeah,
Okay.
Jared, you had a question.
Yeah, just what? How about the fuzziness in the corner of your eye? What's that got to do with this? Does that explain this at all?
I don't know why,
no, that's
but
a physical condition. That's actual.
I thought Jared was gonna be like, it was like, Jared, you had a question. What was it? Jared was gonna be like, yeah, who fucking cares?
You know, hey,
like the pause when
when
Meg was like, Jared, you said you had a question. You were like, yeah, and then like there was just a little pause. I was like, is Jared about to just fucking like light this chat on fire?
Who fucking cares, dog?
Now funny enough, I don't know if any of you guys have ever done a deep dive on quantum mechanics.
Deep dive on what?
Quantum mechanics.
No.
If you guys ever chase that fucking rabbit down the hole, have you guys ever heard of like I think it's quantum superpositions?
It sounds familiar, but
yeah.
If you can summarize it in like 2 minutes, please.
All right. Yeah. I believe, and I may be wrong because it's been a second, because I was unconscious for 4 hours before this and didn't have time to do the research I wanted. But there is this like actual quantum mechanic, like mechanical scientific theory that our perception of something affects the position of molecules, like on the tiniest level. You know, that's like the whole like concept behind like Schrodinger's cat and everything, is that our perception of something almost creates a realization of something. So I think that this and that can tie in together because they're talking about like us perceiving something is also somehow interacting with things on a like physical level, not just those light rays bounce off of something and my brain processes it and it's all happening up here. They're saying that then that comes back out and that is my perception of it, and therefore that becomes like an actuality of the actual positioning of an item and its existence. So I thought that was interesting. But continuing on, they actually did a study, and I would love to be able to find the fucking information, but I didn't scroll far enough because this is a 45-minute talk that he had, and it's just the transcript of the talk of this video.
Jared has to go in like 4 minutes, so we got.
Yeah, I could go a few minutes past, like not like the immediate, but
okay.
Yeah. But specifically they talked about, they used animals in this experiment, right? And what they did was they had party animals. It all ties together, everybody. No, but what they did was they had people who had dogs, right? And you ever like notice like, oh hey, like my dog's like right at the door, and it's like, yeah, well my dog heard me come home, or my dog knows when I get home from work. Of course, it's like greeting me at the door, right?
Sure.
But there was this idea that because you're around certain like creatures and certain people, they have a greater sensitivity to your like energies, right? Well, this theory was, hey, if we send people outside of their normal routines and we don't tell them when they're supposed to come home, and we just call them and say, hey, go home, we'll record where their dog goes to their front door in their house, and we'll see if there's an uptick in their dog checking the door, like going to the door ready for their human to come home. And they did seem to find that as soon as that person got that call to come home, like outside of their normal routine, outside, there's no sounds, there's no like, hey, they heard my car pull up, but when they got the physical call, there was an uptick in their animals checking and going to the front door until their owner arrived. So they did seem to find this, but it's like there are so many things, like you don't know what that animal's hearing or perceiving themselves, so it's not like a perfect, clean environment where you can control all of the different variables. But there did seem to be this uptick when, and so they were drawing the conclusion that there is a chance that your dog can be extra sensitive to your consciousness, which sometimes you do. You get dogs that do seem to just fucking connect with their owners better. So I want to say, it says 50% of dogs are reported by their owners to anticipate the arrival of a family member. An average of about 30% of cats, for some reason, the California cats do it more than British cats.
All right.
Because they took from different areas, of course, different pet owners, and it looks like some California pet owners,
Pet
I guess,
nurse.
I mean, I wouldn't be
yeah.
super thrilled either if the person who comes home and makes beans on toast was.
Like, I don't give a shit when they come home.
I'd be like,
Some
ugh,
crumpets.
ugh.
So,
It
so can I
says-
can I can I get a summary again? Just a summary of what again? I'm a little lost in this one a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Okay,
one
the
is heavy.
entire concept is that the human consciousness extends beyond the body, and they did multiple tests. One of them involving pets, another one involving basically people in your life, and then trying to test and see if you could feel someone staring at you,
Hmm.
if you could guess correctly on who was going to call based on the thought. So they would like tell somebody that you knew to call you, and then they would go, "Who's going to call you?" And you'd go, "I think Lara is thinking about me." And then the phone would ring and a name would pop up, and is it going to be Lara, or is it going to be Collin, or is it going to be Jared?
Right.
And then they wanted to track and see like how, or was it going to be like a stranger? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't know who's
Okay.
calling me.
Right.
Because like all of those are options, and they wanted to see if they could test and track any perceivable difference in like guessing correctly, being able to like actually have an innate sense from another person. So they did this with the phone calls, they did this with, is someone looking at you or not? And a person would go, I feel like someone is staring at me. And then like, are they right, are they not, is a person staring at them or not? And then with the dogs and cats, it said that it says we haven't worked out why, but even in LA, where the most impressive animals seem to live, cats do it less than dogs. So cats give less of a shit than dogs do about when their owners come home.
Who knew?
Who would have thought?
It says, in these experiments with dogs that know when their owners are coming home, we've done lots of these experiments. You can read the details online if you want, but basically what this graph shows is the number of seconds the dog stays at the window. And it shows in the 10-minute intervals after the person leaves home. So you'll see like a lot of times the dog is like, oh, are they really leaving? Are they staying gone? You know, like, so they track and stuff like that. Like, we're like, oh, someone, they just left, and are they leaving? So, and like on occasion, like they'll be like, okay, so the dog checks the doors. Now apparently there's like a time frame, like when a person first gets that call, uh they could track when the dogs were there the most. So when the dogs checked the window by the door, or went to the door, kind of like went and tracked. And it says also before the person actually gets in the car and the car starts moving. So like before the person is even, like when the person is told, hey, go home, before the person's even in their car physically to go home, they notice an uptick in when dogs check the door versus just like a standard day that they were gathering information. So they used all of these different studies to say and kind of like reinforce and like kind of align with this belief that your consciousness extends beyond your body, and proximity to other people can increase the sensitivity to their consciousness. And that was the entire kind of like basis of that. Like, if you're familiar with someone, it can increase your sensitivity to their consciousness specifically. Now, growing up, my dad had his own little fun game of this where he would just literally like pull out a deck of cards and he would have us guess what the card was when he picked up the top card on the deck. And you could see like how kind of like perceptive a person was, or maybe they were just good at guessing or remembering what had already been guessed, you know, correct or incorrect. You know what I mean? Like, there's different things that you could, I mean, I guess depending on how your brain computes knowledge, you could kind of make it a little bit easier on yourself to keep guessing the right card and increase your chance of guessing the right card. But on a base level, at least at first, and for young children, they're not going to have the capacity necessarily to pattern recognize. So as young kids, we would just sit there and we would play this little game every once in a while where he would be like, what's the card? And it would be you guessing how many times you could guess out of 52 cards, like how many times you could get the image that was in the person's head.
So,
Yeah.
Jared,
Hello.
you have now survived 3 different presentations of pseudosciences, kind of where they came from, what the people are using them for.
Yes.
And the time has come now. Their little cat.
Hey, buddy.
The time has come now. And we gotta ask, if you had to believe in any of them, could you rank our 3?
Oh, rank them?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
what would you find most believable, and what would you find less believable?
Well, I know people are just gullible and fucking stupid and want to fucking believe whatever with the 5G shit. But fuck. Now someone's gotta be coming last. Fuck. All right.
If you don't want to rank them, you don't have to.
Oh no, I will.
But...
I let's see. If I had to go by that, it would be Collin, Meg, Lara, 1 to 3.
I'm last.
Yes, because the other 2, I just know a lot. Like,
I
was
Damn.
kind of things. I know.
Wait, 5G won?
5G did win
over consciousness extended on the body.
So
people are dumb. I don't know.
Here's his Gematria. Here's he won. He desperate need
your
of
mother.
Your mother.
You saying I won is the equivalent of Lara saying your mom.
HuffingtonPost.com.
That's crazy.
The word dot.
I love how you had that ready.
I had all 3 ready. I had I won, she won, and he won, all ready to go just in case.
Desperate need of a fucking
I won is
tourist.
overnight, coming soon, stop being foolish, MAK. Whatever the fuck this is. If you're, I'm including this in the video,
soul.
so
I'm gonna try. Match,
and then
Mikhail Ravi.
And then she won is 333. Am Mary MB returned.
God
Mary
has CI. God has given big brain.
Hold on. 333. Guess what? What did I send you the other day when I woke up in the middle of the night? An image that I woke up at exactly and took a screenshot of my phone at 3:33.
Oh my god, Gematria is real.
No fucking shit. Holy shit. You know what?
I don't meet the age requirement.
Christianity satanic.
Shit. That's fucking crazy.
God declares
the
Jennifer
racist
N.
Roman Catholic Church.
All right.
That were
Jay's lecture. Hold on.
Everyone
I stabbed Bride Jen.
Hang on a second. I gotta everyone pause a second. I need to take a sec. Actually, with that comment, Meg, about the fucking 333, I put Lara first. Never mind, fuck that. That's crazy. That's crazy shit. That's crazy shit. Holy
Number of the
fuck.
soul. Listen carefully.
That's mind blowing.
Linktree did MMXX called.
That just, I'm sorry, Collin. That just blew my fucking mind beyond anything.
I won. Hold on, everybody. I won.
I won.
Is 999, right?
Hold on.
I won 999.
Oh my god. Okay.
Whoa.
Scroll down. Hold on. Can we just scroll down really quick?
Holy
because
shit.
it said something about I'm telling Mark Allen King to repent.
Right underneath that, totally erase Facebook.
Mark Allen King's lies are the problems is further up at the
shit.
top.
Holy fuck.
Oh my
So
god.
fuck
Oh
Mark
my God.
Allen King.
Yeah,
I guess.
So, holy shit. Okay,
This is
so I
insane.
guess
This
congratulations
was
to Lara.
a great
then.
episode. What should we keep it,
Sorry,
guys?
Collin. I'm sorry, Collin. Listen.
We gotta
Keep it crazy?
Keep it scientific.
Gotta keep it scientific.
Keep it scientific?
Scientifically, I don't know.
Keep it questioning?
guys got?
Scientifically far the fuck away from everything we've talked about today.
There you go. Walk away with that mist. I like it. I like that a lot.